Good morning, dear students. Hope you all have understood all the taught topics of this chapter. Now open the book again so that we can study our next topics, which are so many. First, we will study diarrhea. What is diarrhea? The condition in which a person passes out watery stools frequently is called diarrhea. The condition in which a person passes out watery stool frequently is called diarrhea. It is called dust in Hindi. Diarrhea may be caused by an infection, food poisoning or indigestion. It is a kind of disease. It is very common in India, particularly among children. In fact, it is one of the major cause of death of small children in our country. Diarrhea leads to the loss of water and salts from the body of a person, which is called dehydration. What is dehydration? The loss of water from the body of a person is called dehydration. The sudden loss of too much water makes a person dangerously ill in a very short time. Excessive dehydration of body caused by diarrhea can even lead to death. So, diarrhea should never be ignored or neglected. Okay? In order to prevent dehydration, the patient should be given ORS regularly. ORS means oral rehydration solution. It is a solution of sugar and a pinch of salt in cleaned and pre-boiled water. A doctor should be called also for further treatment. Okay, clear? Now come to the next topic. Some animals eat grass and food as food. How their digestive system works. In previous class we have studied about human digestive system. Today we will study about the digestive system of grass eating animals. How the digestion takes place in grass eating animals. As you already know, the grass eating animals are called herbivorous. They are cattle, means cows, buffaloes and goats, sheep, deer, etc. They mainly eat grass and plant leaves. Grass is rich in a carbohydrate called cellulose. Cellulose carbohydrate is a quite tough material, so more times it is chewed by the animal. More and more time. The cellulose present in grass can be digested by the action of certain bacteria, which is present only in the stomach of animals called ruminants, like cattle, means cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep, deer, giraffe, etc. They are called ruminants because Their stomach has some bacteria which digest the cellulose. The part of a stomach where such bacteria live is called rumen. Thus, in herbivorous animals, the stomach is adapted to digest the food like grass and leaves. We will now describe the digestion in grass-eating animals like cow in detail. Digestion in grass-eating animals. The animals which eat grass have a special stomach to digest the tough cellulose carbohydrate present in grass. The stomach of a cow is large and consists of 4 compartments. Means 4 chambers. The first chamber of cow stomach is biggest and it is called rumen. When cow eats grass as food while grazing, it does not chew it completely because it wants to store more and more grass in its stomach. The cow swallows the grass quickly with little chewing and stores it in its rumen, which is the first compartment in its stomach. The rumen contains cellulose digesting bacteria. The bacteria present in the rumen of cow start to digest cellulose present in grass. Thus, the grass is partially digested in rumen. The partially digested food is called cud. The partially digested food or grass in rumen of grass-eating animal is called cud. When the cow rests, some amount of the cud comes back to its mouth and the cow chew it again. That's why cow and buffalo looks moving their jaws while not eating anything. This process is called rumination, and the animals which do it are called ruminants. What are ruminants? The process by which the cud is brought back from the stomach to the mouth of the animal and chewed again is called rumination, and the animals who chew the cud are called ruminants. Okay, just see here in figure. Here the digestive system of cow. The grass comes from its mouth to the biggest chamber of this stomach. This is called rumen. When the cud is truly, and from here it comes back after the partial digestion of cellulose, it comes back in small amount here in its mouth, and thus the process of rumination takes place. When the cud is truly chewed in the mouth of the cow, it is swallowed again, but the chewed cud does not go back to rumen. The truly chewed cud now goes into the other compartments of the stomach and then into small intestine for complete digestion and absorption. The cellulose digesting bacteria are not present in the body of human beings, due to which human beings cannot digest cellulose carbohydrate present in plant foods. Thus, we cannot survive on eating only raw and leafy vegetables because we can't digest cellulose. Now we have studied about the digestive system of human being and cow, means grass eating animal. But there are many different creatures in the world who have different feeding habits. One example of an organism having no fixed mouth and no digestive system is a tiny animal called amoeba. We will now discuss how such organisms take in food and digest it. Amoeba. It is a unicellular microscopic animal, means we can't see it with our naked eyes. It lives in pond water. See, here is its structure. It has a cell membrane, a round dense nucleus and many small bubble-like vacuoles in its cytoplasm. These are the cytoplasm in the cell membrane. Here is the nucleus, these are the vacuoles. The vacuoles in amoeba are of two types. Here you can see the two types of vacuoles: food vacuoles and contractile vacuoles. A food vacuole consists of a bubble of water containing the food particle captured by amoeba. The contractile vacuole is a bubble of liquid. It controls the amount of water present in the body of amoeba. The most important feature in amoeba is it has no fixed shape. Its shape is irregular because it can change its shape by moving its cytoplasm in any direction according to its need. The shape of amoeba keeps changing because it makes its cytoplasm to flow in any direction where it wants. The body of amoeba has finger-like projections which are called pseudopodia. Pseudo means false and podia means legs, means false legs. They are false legs. Amoeba can produce pseudopodia on any side by pushing the cytoplasm at that side. Just see here the pseudopodia. The cytoplasm is pushed here and the two finger-like structures come out. It can make pseudopodia here also, here, and it can push the cytoplasm here, and like this it can make a pseudopodia here. So it can make pseudopodia in any direction of its body. Amoeba moves very slowly with the help of pseudopodia. Amoeba also use pseudopodia for catching food. How amoeba catch food and digest it. Amoeba eats tiny plants and animals present in pond water where it lives. Amoeba take in food by using pseudopodia when a food particle comes near amoeba. Then amoeba produces two pseudopodia around the food particle. Just see in the figure, when the food particle comes near amoeba, it produces two pseudopodia which surrounds the food particle. And when it surrounds the particle, the pseudopodia disappears and the food particles is surrounded in the food vacuole, and the enzyme from its body enters in this vacuole which digests the food. After the digestion of food, it diffuses out. The vacuole diffuses and the food particles comes in. The digested food particles comes out in cytoplasm, and after that amoeba grows. And the undigested food is excreted by the different method in amoeba. Suddenly the cytoplasm of amoeba breaks from any side and the undigested food is thrown out. Okay, because it has no fixed place like anus for removing the undigested food. A similarity between the nutrition in amoeba and human being is that in both the cases, digestive juices break down the complex food particles into simpler substances. Here in amoeba, the digestive juices enters in the food vacuole, and in human beings, in different organs of digestive system, different digestive juices works to break the food components. A difference is that a difference between amoeba and digestive system of amoeba and human being is that amoeba has no mouth, no digestive system, whereas a human being has a complete digestive system, a complete alimentary canal, which is made up of many organs. Okay, the chapter ends here. Now come to the exercise. Just like first chapter, the answers of MCQs and HOTS are given in book. So, like first chapter, just do MCQ in your book. Very short questions and long questions. I will send you part wise, and after that you have to do HOTS in copy. After the question answer you have to do HOTS in copy. Okay, bye.